Surprise, I got 2 puppies. Just kidding. We're dog sitting for my brother-in-law. What a cutie. Oh my goodness. Zena, what are you doing? Hello. Hi. Hi. I don't know why we're always running so late. Always late. You spying?
Are you running late?
Yes. Love you. Bye. Today is Thursday and it's gonna be the Halloween virtual, what is it, Haiti, a party? Look at my little Naruto.
Last year.
So they're having a little virtual party, so she dressed up because tomorrow they're off. And Christian is having a little trick-or-treating in the center, so they're gonna go room to room and trick-or-treat in the center. Right now he doesn't have his costume on, but he will. I have it in the backpack. His RBT's gonna put it on. That was their rules. He's gonna be Goku. Bye. Bye. Bye, Haiti.
Bye.
This week at work was Spirit Week, so we got to do a bunch of Halloween themed days. This day was wear your scary Halloween shirt. I wore my skeleton, and I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I use at work. I usually prep before my client gets there. I pull out anything that we might use at work. I use a bunch of visuals. I use whiteboards, things like that. Recently, I've seen that I've gotten a couple questions regarding ABA therapy, about in-home ABA versus in-clinic ABA, about school versus ABA. I do have a playlist all about the my thoughts on ABA and school and our experience if you guys want to check that out. But primarily, I want to talk to you guys about in-clinic versus in-home, the differences, what might be more beneficial. So I thought I would give my perspective because if you guys don't know, I do work in a ABA center. I'm a RBT, which is what people would call an ABA therapist. I work in clinic with other children on the spectrum. So I do have inside knowledge, the inside scoop on what goes on in at least my center. Christian himself is in clinic, but he also did in-home the first year and a half or 2, I would say, of ABA therapy. So with that, I feel like we focus more on adaptive skills. So some of the benefits of having in-home ABA is the fact that you are at home with your child. That safety is always there because they're in a safe environment, which is your home. You always have eyes on them. You can kind of see what's going on. You can try to get information from the RBT. You can work with them. You can just like observe. So it helps you to know what to do with your child when they're away. There's that benefit of just connecting more with the RBT as well. I feel like there is that parent RBT therapist connection that definitely goes on. But one of the things that I always tell parents, and one of the things that I feel that benefited Christian when he went to in-clinic, is that peer engagement. That school setting is there. So there is more structure, there is more materials, there is more support for the therapist as well and your child. So when they're in the center, there is more of a routine. So like let's, for example, say they get there, they have their breakfast, there is that peer play in the morning, then there's circle time, there might be a safety walk where they go outside and walk as a whole group with other kids and therapists. There is that table time for like 30-40 minutes, and then that potty training. There's just so much that goes on, and everything is more engaged with other people, so more kids. And a lot of times a lot of our kiddos are very anti-engaging with other peers, so there might be some kids that don't even like to be in the same room with other kiddos. There might be other children that don't like to share. All of that can be worked on in a center because you have a lot of kiddos, you have a lot of therapists, all that one-on-one support is there. There's more supervision, so if there's ever a behavior that is new or something that the therapist might not fully be comfortable with or have some questions on, there's usually a person there that can help you or help the therapist. I feel like some of the concerns that might be there for the center is the same concerns that we have for when we take them to school. Is it going to be safe? Or how am I going to know if they're treating them right? What I would say is you just have to have trust in that group, that center. Make sure that they know your values, what you want them to work on, what you don't care about, what you're not comfortable with. For my center and for Christian, I feel 100% comfortable when children come. You know, I want the parents to feel safe and the environment is safe. Really, it does replicate a school in the way of like having that routine, that engagement, and that structure. So I would just say, like, make sure that your team is somebody that you trust. Make sure that when you drop them off, you do feel comfortable. Obviously, the first few times it's going to be a little bit scary, but you just have to have that trust. If you are like considering, should I do school, should I wait, especially in this environment of like the situation that's going on in the world, if you do ABA in center or even in home, there is that option for most people to have that RBT support, that one-on-one support for virtual learning. So we have clients that will be doing their schoolwork and have that RBT there to assist, to help with attending, to help with any behavioral concerns. So that's something that might be interesting or might interest you, is having both. In it's kind of like a 2-for-1. You get that virtual learning through the school district, but you also have that one-on-one support with your therapist being there to help your kiddo. So I hope that this might be helpful to you guys. I love working in clinic. I love Christian being in an in-clinic ABA center. He does get all that he needs in the way of like attending and having that structure and having more peers and that engagement and just more people to interact with is always beneficial. Also, another thing, your child will feel different in their environment. That's their home, that's their domain. They're the king and queen of their house, of course. So in the center or in school, it's more like, I know I have to work. In home, for most kiddos, they feel like this is my relaxed time. So when a therapist goes into their home, they kind of feel like, what are you doing here? You know, so there's always a little bit of a pushback. But I feel like that's always also beneficial. Maybe you could do a little bit of both, because you always want to have that support in home and like let them see those behaviors or those situations that are happening that are a little bit hard for your child in their, where it's happening in their home, so that they can help you in that way. Or you could do parent training there. A lot of ABA centers should be providing parent training, so they'll go to your house and they'll assist you in your natural environment. So I hope that this helped you guys. Like I said, both are very beneficial, but if I had to choose, I would probably say in center for most clients. Every kiddo is different, but I do feel like the structure is key and that social interaction is very important. So I hope that helped you guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions about in-clinic ABA or what your concerns are, or any questions about being a therapist. I definitely want to help you guys as much as I can with whatever I can. So I just got home from the gym. I've been chilling for a little while. I really enjoy going to the gym. I've been trying to make this a routine now. We've been going for 2 weeks straight. Hugo has to go first, which sucks, and then I go because we used to take the kids to the daycare at the gym, but that's closed, so we have to take turns, which honestly takes a lot of our time, but we are trying to build that momentum up, and hopefully we could find a balance later on. But it is really important for us to just kind of like stay healthy and active. It really boosts up our energy, so I really want to stay consistent with that. So I'll end it here. I'm gonna watch a scary movie with Hugo, which is our tradition, our Thursday tradition, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.